Hello, beautiful peeps. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Pamela, and this is Withholding Nothing with Pam. So, guys, I'm here with my life partner. He's here too, though you can't see him on the camera. Welcome, guys, to my YouTube channel. Welcome to another video. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for always stopping by, those who always check my videos. Thank you so much. So we are going straight to today's video. I always have my videos planned that the next video about this and about this, but then this video that I'm doing today, wasn't planned. It was on the list, though not for today, but then I'm excited to get over it and done. Guys, please, this is my reality, and kindly be understanding. Stop it, Baba. So yeah, guys, today I want to talk about my pregnancy. I really wanted to do this video, though I didn't plan to do it today, but then nevertheless, let's get into it. I want to talk about my pregnancy. I feel like maybe it's going to help someone. I feel like maybe it's going to be interesting to someone, but I want to talk about my pregnancy today, which wasn't anything so interesting and loving and what. I just want to tell you the facts about pregnancy. I know that when someone got pregnant, I'll be like, I can't wait to, you see. But then with me, it wasn't the case. It was so different. I had a very difficult pregnancy. I didn't enjoy it that much, as much as it was something that I've prayed for a lot, something that came in season. I always say my child is the child of season. He came in season, and I'm always grateful to God for that. But then the experience was something else, guys. I just want to warn you, which don't think that pregnancy is this thing that you see on the pictures. There is more. There is more, guys, to pregnancy. Firstly, I discovered that I was pregnant when I was 5 weeks pregnant. Was it even 5 weeks? I think it was less than 5 weeks. It was less than 5 weeks, but because on that week I went to the doctor, and he's the one who told me that I was 5 weeks pregnant. But then I think I discovered it a few days or a week before. How did I find out that I was pregnant? Like, my girl fell pregnant a very short time after her wedding. So skambutsa. You guys, the day I will be so good in bed and Tswana, I'm telling you. So guys, I fell pregnant soon after my wedding. Images, don't touch my stuff. Soon after my wedding, I fell pregnant. Then what happened is that how did I discover that? Like, when I was okay, it started with my tooth. I had a terrible toothache, guys. Like, I started having a terrible toothache. Like, firstly, I've never suffered from toothache before, so it was so bothering me. What's this that is happening right now? I'm feeling so much pain. I can't even chew anything. I'll have to be careful and stuff. So okay, I took a mirror and checked my tooth. Then I discovered that it had a crack. It was somewhere there. It had some sort of a crack. That's when I told myself that, oh, it should be this crack that makes my tooth so painful. So yeah, I used to stuff myself with a Panadol, grandpa and stuff, just to ease the pain. Then a few weeks later, I started feeling so hungry. Like, you guys, I felt so hungry. Like, in the morning when I just go to work, I'll start feeling so hungry. And I'm one person who was used to to not having breakfast. Like where I was working, I think my shift used to start by 8. So I'll leave home without eating anything, go to work. Sometimes I would have lunch more one since morning without eating anything until ngidle ngo-1 or ngo-2. So that sudden feeling of hunger all of a sudden in the morning, like again, it was something that I was questioning. Why should I be feeling so hungry like early in the morning? But then I just ignored it. It was something that was so out, like I didn't really think about pregnancy, honestly, even when everything that was happening, I couldn't. Pregnancy was the last thing in my mind. So I started feeling so hungry, and my friends were like, since when did you start eating so early in the morning? And one of my friends started to say, you are pregnant. Then I was like, bruh, what are you really talking about? But then, guys, it went on and on until I felt like this might be the truth. But it took me something like a week again for me to get a pregnant test, and I tested all way, bruh. I tested alone, and I found out that I was pregnant. Like, did I even, how did I was so emotionally, that's what I remember. I was so emotionally, I was so happy. I had a whole lot of mixed emotions. Above everything, I was so grateful. Like I felt like I was really ready for it. And I was actually ready because I remember even a year before my wedding, I was so praying about it to God. Like even me and my husband, before we even got married, we used to talk about it a lot. Like we knew that next, by the end of next year, we'll be having a baby. Like it was something that we used to talk about a lot, to familiarize ourselves around and stuff. So when I saw that pregnant test, and I was like, bruh, I remember I went and stand in front of the mirror, and I held my flat tummy. I was so really emotional. Like that was the moment, that was the feeling. Like I held my little tummy, and I was like, hey, you there. Um I promise you, I'm going to raise you in every way that will be pleasing before God. I remember those were the first words that I said in front of that mirror. I really don't remember everything, but what I remember is that I was super grateful to God. I felt like I was given this opportunity that I was so longing for. Not that I had tried for a baby before, but that the fact that it came exactly that time when I felt like I'm ready. And you know, that kind of blessings that came exactly in season. That's why I say my son is the son who came in season. Like he's a season son. Like he came exactly on that time when we wanted him. So that's when I discovered that I was pregnant. I went to the doctor confirmed it, and the journey began, guys. So the doctor told me that I was 5 weeks, 1 week, 5 weeks, yes, 5 weeks, 5 days. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to mean. The doctor said you are 5 weeks, 5 days. And I think the day I took a pregnant test, then some few, maybe 2 or 3 days after, I started feeling nausea. Like nausea, that's the thing that bothered me a lot in my pregnancy. That's the thing that made my pregnancy so hard, so horrible, so whatever. Because I was throwing up a lot. I couldn't contain anything in my mouth, not to talk about my stomach, in my mouth. Like the moment I try to sip on something, like I'll feel so nauseous. I'll feel like I need to throw up. That was my life. I think by the time I went to the doctor, that's the time when I was feeling a lot of nausea. So it started by then, guys. From that, it was almost from the first month, the whole of first trimester. It was so of a hail. I was throwing up. I couldn't contain water. I couldn't eat. Every time when I eat, I had to go and throw up. After that, I have to go and throw up. And then I had to read a lot to try to Google stuff, and nothing worked. Like I was so waiting for The Google told me, even the people around me told me that after the first semester, it might be trimester. So Hannah Mokel be like semester. Ask this guys. After the first trimester, people promised me that after the first trimester, it might be you might go back to yourself, like enjoying every food and stuff. So I was eagerly waiting for that first trimester to end, and boy, it ended. Did I feel better? No, I didn't. Like, I didn't feel any better. Like, I felt so tired. I felt so exhausted. I remember after 3 months of in my pregnancy, my husband had to travel. Like, he left me for another 3 months because he came back when I was 6 months pregnant, while he left me while I was only three. Yeah. So guys, what happened is that I suffered a lot. I was staying alone. I was staying alone in this house. I couldn't even do anything because I felt so tired, like I would throw up a whole lot. Oh, it was so, hey, guys, it was so frustrating. I think one thing that kept me going is just the thought of me holding my baby in my hands. Like, that only thought, I think that's the only thing that made me strong, made me feel like it's all worth it. Like, it made me to not complain a lot about it. I felt like it's supposed to be like that because you can't have a good thing mahala. Like, I felt like it should be like this because this is going to be a huge thing in my life. So that's the only thing I think that kept me going, kept me in sane at some point, because it was so horrible. I remember I think for the other thing that made it so hard is because um staying alone. And guys, not that when I was 3 months pregnant, because it was very hard for me. I felt like I was losing more of power, energy, and stuff. I would throw up anytime, every time after eating. Then that my husband suggested that, why don't you resign from your job? You look up, for another job after giving birth. I didn't consider it by then, but that week was so hard, to a point where I just made a decision one of those mornings, and be like, you know what, I'm going to quit this job. Then I quit my job. Imagine, I am a full-time housewife, pregnant housewife, staying alone. It made it a bit hard, I think. It also added to it, because I feel like when I was a bit active, like waking up every morning, going to work and stuff, it was going to ease the exhaustion and stuff. I think like that. I'm not saying it was going to be the case, but that's how I feel. So I was a full-time wife, mommy to be, staying alone, couldn't do anything. You remember, I was pregnant during the beginning of corona pandemic. So everywhere there were queues, like everywhere, the shops, the banks, everywhere there were queues. I couldn't even stand on those queues. Like, I used to suffer a lot. Even if I want to go and buy, some places they will be like so merciful to you. When they see you pregnant, they will take you up front. Some places they wouldn't even mind you be standing in the queue. I remember one of the days in the bank, at the bank, I wanted to go and pay for the rent. I went to the bank. I went to the bank and I stood there. I stood there until I sat down. I sat there. I think it was something like for 3 hours or more at the bank queue, until I deposited my rent and went back home. Guys, it was so terrible. It wasn't easy. Some days I'll feel like while I'm walking, I'll feel like I'm about to faint. Like, things will become so blurry in my eyes and all that. And I just decided, let me just sit down here and calm myself down. Imagine just sitting everywhere that you are in. You don't even check. Some places will be dirty and stuff, but I'll just sit down so that I cool down, I feel a bit better, and stand up and walk again. That was my life for almost my whole entire pregnancy. My husband came back when I was 6 months pregnant. Things became much better because he will do almost everything for me. everything. So I think it became a much better because I had someone. And the other thing, I had someone to talk to. As long as it's not at work, he will be around with me, so it made things a bit better because I will have someone to hang with, or he will force me to take me to the mall sometimes. He will just go to the mall, do some stuff, and come back home. It felt a bit better after 6 months when he came back, but I'm not saying it was really it became easy, because I don't remember a time when I felt my pregnancy was easy. Nothing became easy with that pregnancy until 9 months. And I remember the time when on the day when I gave birth, my contraceptions began when I was from throwing up at the bathroom. That's when I felt some cramps and whatever in my tummy. That's when my labor began. So that was my pregnancy journey, guys. I didn't have that moment of being cool, being energetic, and all that. It was super hard, especially with the nausea. Like I have been nausea the whole 9 months, like the whole 9 months. But besides that, you know what? And the other thing, I was so hungry every time I was hungry. Every time I was hungry. Every time I was hungry, guys, I would eat every time, and after eating, I'll go and throw up. After 10 minutes, I'll become hungry, eat. After eating, I'll go through. You see, my life was so, it wasn't easy. It was really hard for me. I think for both me and my husband, because he would really feel sad for me because of how I was feeling. But then you are going to hurt yourself. But then, guys, when I gave birth to a big bouncing baby boy. Like I was asking myself, "Kahle kahle, this guy, what he was eating inside there?" Because I remember myself throwing up almost every meal, like everything. Sometimes I'll crave something and go buy it, eat it. After that, I'll go to the bathroom, throw up. That was my life. And I couldn't consume those tablets, those iron tablets. What do they call them? The calcium don tablets. I couldn't consume them because the moment I drank them, I will start throwing up. So I didn't have them for the whole 9 months. And guess what happened? After giving birth, I felt so dizzy. I couldn't stand until the hospital decided to do some blood test, and it came out that I didn't have iron. My blood was lacking iron. So I think those pills, guys, when you are pregnant, just make sure that you take those pills, because they really help. Maybe if I took them, I wasn't going to go through that. But besides that, I wouldn't say anything besides being nausea. I think one thing that made my pregnancy so hard is being nausea, because it led to me being weak, to a point that I couldn't walk long distances. I couldn't stand in a I couldn't stand for a long time. I had to. I felt like so weak. I felt like I couldn't do things on my own. As much as I could clean, I could do washing, but I'll finish feeling so tired, like I'll be so exhausting just by doing washing, which is something that has never been a problem to me. I would do laundry, our clothes to our bedding and stuff, but I'll still feel the same. But with that pregnant, things started to change to a point where I'll say today I'll do clothing, the next day I'll do bedding, because I couldn't do it once. That was my experience. That was my experience in pregnancy. All in all, I didn't have an easy one. It was super challenging, it was super hectic, but above everything, one thing that kept me going is the fact that joy comes in the morning. Like I was eagerly waiting for for the joy, for my joy. So yeah, that's all guys for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much guys for watching. To those who are so consistent, so supportive guys, I'm really grateful for your support. I hope you guys will learn one or two things on this video. You know that the sit down videos are my favorites, like they are really my favorites, just to sit down and talk to you guys, unlike vlogs and stuff. But I promise you, in this year I'm going to pop some vlogs, pop some sit down videos and stuff. Bye. You may say bye. Say bye to my people. Say bye. He's just so smiling. So yeah guys, that was all for today. Cheers.